So, where were we when we last left off? You were going some places, weren't you?
Aqueduct.
Indeed.
Yes. The Aqueduct is just outside of town. It's easy enough to just head on over. The Aqueduct leads up further up the river, and it's clearly been designed to redirect the river into the sewer system that they have. It's your typical fancy Roman engineering.
Built to last 4 centuries.
Very white and archy. Okay. So yes, continue.
There's something I need to look up, because there are some strange creatures walking around near the the base of some of the pillars.
Uh-oh.
Though I can't remember their name. Oh well. Oh wait, I don't know. I can figure that out again. Yep. Okay, I got that figured out. So, yes, you see some creatures walking. Let me try to find the description of them. Real fast. Should be 100. I could have prepared this ahead of time, but I completely forgot this was going to come up. They look humanoid. They look like your average individual, but they look a bit more pale around the skin, and there's a strange sort of gassy aura around them. There's around 2 of them.
Around 2 or is 2?
2.
Okay.
It's hard to say. They're at a distance.
Not much of a fraction there, but yes.
I think those might not be friends up there.
Not necessarily. Could be really pale workers. Assuming the workers would even be outside the city, considering the dangers.
I do not expect the workers to be that well versed in self-protection.
They don't seem to be working.
As all proper workers without supervision are.
You have a good point.
It's
I think we should
possible
get a
for us
slightly
to
closer
try,
look.
yes, and identify them somehow.
As you approach, you can tell that there's a thick smell hanging around them, and they seem to be sweating a thick, trickly goo. They don't remind you of any races you're familiar with, especially the goo part.
Yeah, the goo is... I don't like the goo.
You feel sick just getting closer.
Oof. Are they immediately hostile to us?
They don't seem to have noticed you quite yet. Like, they seem to be hanging out like they've been put into a daze.
Uh-huh. Are they in any way in contact with the water, or is it just at the bottom of the pillars?
They're standing at the bottom of the pillars.
See, what skills are we able to use? Probably not that much, because they're not doing anything yet.
I might try to... Let me check.
What action do you wish to undertake?
I could try to spot hidden to see if there are more of them around that we haven't spotted.
Go ahead.
So we don't get ambushed. Alright.
Hey, we'll join in that.
Flick. 15. Oh, no, wait, it's 78. And I need below 80. So
to the best of your knowledge, there are no others nearby.
88. I have to sort of go by what he says.
Yep.
My assistant has a rather keen eye, so... Alright.
Okay. Perhaps we should continue past them to see the source of the water.
So, a quick note to make is that due to the way these rocky steps are, the aqueduct isn't as large as perhaps it would be in the rockier mountains of Italy. and eventually does join up with the river, as one would expect.
Yes.
It would take you around 30 minutes to reach the source of the river if you were to try and go there.
So it's a while away. Is it your way of suggesting that it is potentially a waste of time?
It's the way of suggesting that it is a distance away.
It's like 30 minutes to walk, so...
Yeah, that's not terribly far. I think it would be good for us to see something that would impact the water.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see where the water flows into the aqueduct, and stairs are good cardio.
There's no stairs. Like, at some point, it's just the river. It's not like they bricked up the whole river.
Also fair.
Roll me a natural world check as you walk along the river towards the source.
What's my natural world? Not that great.
One
Okay.
moment.
Let's not fuck this up. Come on, Apollo.
Roll.
Nope.
96. Nope.
You don't notice anything out of the usual. You're much too busy and preoccupied with getting past the thick palms and limited foliage that is next to the water. But eventually, you reach the source, which is has a sort of rocky cupola over it. And as you approach, you notice that there's a lot of like rats, scorpions, vermin, nasty things crawling around. It makes the floor almost unpleasant to walk on.
Uh-oh. Well, unfortunately, we're not in a proper time period to tuck our hands into our socks, so we'll have to proceed as is.
Roll me a listen check as you proceed as is.
I never liked scorpions.
Use them
Claire
ears.
said that. Damn, I am rolling terrible today.
27. 2 points above the required minimum.
You hear just the sound of the river coming by. But eventually you do get to near the end. You notice that there is a hole in the ceiling as you reach the basin in which the water seems to collect. And
A cistern.
A cistern. That's a nice word for it. And in the distance, you see some very strange individuals. Now, there's a lot of weird creatures out there that inhabit the kingdom of Rome and the world at large, but scorpion men are certainly not a frequent sight, especially not ones covered in disease, with pustules and strange bulging veins that seem to be dumping sacks into the river source.
Uh-huh.
You know, we may not have the benefit of modern technology, but I still believe we may have come across our culprit.
Mm-hmm. They seem to be speaking in Parthian, and they have not noticed you. So, let me tell you, Apollo, who speaks Parthian, what they're saying. They are speaking of Mot, the blessings of Mot, and how Mot will rise. And do you relay such information to Como?
Oh yes, I'm going to tell him of these things.
Como, you may roll me a cult to see if you know what this Mot figure is.
Click. 33. Yes, I need below 40.
You know that Mot is the Syriac god of death and decay. And this fits his emote just nice. However, as you look, you also can't help but tell that the poison they're throwing into the river is not enough to cause the wide outbreak that has been caused. Like, the river is big, and just a couple of bags aren't going to do it. Bacteria can't swim upstream.
Huh.
Can bacteria travel upstream? They might. Who knows?
Not necessarily. Does the story specify?
The story does not specify. It
Which is
does
good enough.
specify, however, as I said, that these few bags, like, even if you were to do this on a daily basis, you're not going to get an entire town into this kind of misery. It also wouldn't explain the fact that treatments aren't helping.
Although they are going for a god, so this could be something of arcane interference.
Potentially. Could be not just regular dead corpses being thrown around.
Also, I need you to roll me a sandy check, because you're looking at some spooky guys.
Of course. You might even say, Scorpion. Wow. That's 0-4, so I do succeed.
0-7.
That's not enough in your case. Como, you take 1 point of sand damage. Sila, you take 1d6 points.
Wait, how do I take that much?
Oh, you rolled a 0. Oh, is it 7?
Yeah,
Okay.
0-7.
It's 0. 0-7.
You rolled a 40, but I do think Como has enough sandy for that, so... You both take 1 point.
No. If you select them, it clearly says which one is which. So the one
This says one literally says 40. That one only says 10 because 0 is 10 for the indicator.
Fine.
But you still only take 1. It's not like it changes anything.
Yeah, the one with 2 numbers is your tens value.
Fine.
So what are you going to do? You going to let these guys do what they want to do?
Scorpion people, you might say things are getting a little bit serious.
No, this whole thing is starting to bug me.
Oh, no.
Puns.
Though I think we should take care of them before they sting us in the back.
There's 2 of them, and they're quite diseased, so...
Fine, we'll wash the weapons and burn the clothes afterwards.
Arrows.
Okay. We won't burn your bow.
As a quick explanation as to how these scorpion men look, they are literally just upper bodies, and lower bodies are scorpion, and they got a big fat tail with a stinger on it.
Oh, so the Scorpion King. Got it.
Basically.
Time to kill a terrible movie.
You do have the surprise attack, so if you go for any sort of maneuver, I'll count it as an automatic hit.
I'm going to try to snipe one.
If you roll me a stealth check, I will let you maximize your attack.
Okay, what's my stealth?
Essentially, stealth meaning that you take the time to line up your shot just right.
I am taking the time. So I got to roll my sneak?
Yes, roll your sneak. Although I guess, hide, whatever one is better.
Hide?
Hide, sneak, whichever one is better in your case.
Okay, so this is my sneak one. That didn't work.
Okay.
I succeed on hide.
Okay, so you get your maximized guaranteed hit. What are you aiming at?
Okay, so you said there's 2 Scorpion men?
Yes.
I'm going to aim at, well, probably whichever one's closest.
You aim for the closest man. What is maximized bow damage?
My bow's maximum damage is 8.
So, this guy's just minding his own business, throwing sacks of who knows what into the water, as suddenly an arrow just hits him right where it hurts, in his arm, and he drops the sack on the ground, which is then carried by the river as the water picks it up. Como, are you going to do anything with the surprise round, or are we going to start off with combat?
Yes. Should be able to. Let
What are
me
you going
check
to do?
if I can send my assistant over to bash one of them over the head.
Well, for that you'd have to make quite the check.
Yes. 46. And for that, I need below 60.
46, you said?
Oh, no, wait, 64.
Oh,
No,
yes.
that doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets spotted halfway through. But lucky for you, you guys do have higher dexterity, so you get to go first. I think it's
Let's
Apollo,
place them on
then
the table.
Como, and then your little minion gets to go, and then the Scorpion Man.
So, I'm going to shoot at the Scorpion dude again.
Roll your archery.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Land your blow with a 1d8. There's one in the dice pile over here.
Yep, let me get to it. Hello, my D8 friend. 5.
5 points of damage. You hit him again, and he kind of stumbles backwards, or at least his upper body does. Like the lower body is able to keep itself just completely stable, but the upper body's like, ugh.
Yeah,
He's already
how often
looking.
do you see a Scorpion actually stumble.
He's already looking like pretty beat up. Like he might just step out of this fight if he can. Como, your dude is actually close enough to go in for the swing, but your turn is first for for Boiga.
Indeed, I would approach and stand behind my assistant.
Not gonna do any
in
attack?
case things. Not necessarily. He does have a small dagger. What he's going to do, stab it?
Yeah,
This thing is at
fuck it
least
up.
twice as big as him. This is mostly for self-defense, really.
You can take care of it. You can handle this. I believe in you.
Well, then it is your big boy's turn.
Indeed. He would go in for a swing, and that would be a 1d8 also. So let's see how well he can do.
You also get to roll a 1d4 for extra damage.
Yes.
So that's 2 plus 3,
3.
5. Okay, so the closest Scorpion Man is, he's not looking hot to the point that he kind of steps back and sort of scuttles away. Oh, I forgot. You actually take, I should have rolled for something. No, doesn't mind. You roll high enough that he probably would have made it anyway. He's not good at dodging because he's a big, giant target.
Yes.
He's a scorpion. He's busy staring at the tongs for the next 17 hours.
But as he steps back, he takes out his bow, and he goes in for a shot at the person closest to him because it's the easy shot.
Oh, heck.
And he misses. Even at this distance, he misses. They're not good with bows, but he's not going to go in for a melee attack after that. The other one steps up, however, and goes for a slightly more devious hit.
Uh-oh.
That is a hit. And so, Ekis is hit with 1d6 and a potency 18 poison.
Holy crap.
He's hit
That's
for
not
6
much,
damage. He gets the big hit.
Yes, let me reduce the health.
Wait, actually, you get to roll defensive. You get to roll your dodge first.
All right.
You're not likely to beat him, but that's a
It's
swift
30?
No.
Nope. Oh, actually, he does beat that. He needs below 54.
No, but you don't beat his number. His roll specifically
Oh.
was 13.
Fair.
Okay, moving back to Apollo.
1 second, let me adjust the thing.
Took 6 damage, yes.
Look. What about the poison?
The poison is potency 18. It will, I think it's like per hour over the course of several days, so it takes a while to really hurt him.
Fair enough.
Since thankfully not the medium.
He'll need
Despite
treatment,
my
though.
party's all value.
He'll
Of
need
course.
treatment quickly.
You're going a little bit robotic there.
It does it sometimes.
But go
Yeah.
for it, Zyla.
Okay. The retreating one. He's not getting away. No, he's not getting away.
22. I think that's actually, you made a hard roll, didn't you? Like, if you were to take half, you would have made, yes, if you take half, you would have made it. I'm going to say you get to roll your 1d8, and they get to roll the 1d4 on top of that, because you land a good hit.
What is it?
That
6.
went into the...
And roll that 1d4.
You don't have to
7.
throw them.
So,
How do I like to do?
you killed him. The Scorpion Man sort of stumbles backwards as he's hit again, but the wounds are too much, and he sort of slumps forward as the Scorpion body is too heavy to really let him topple over. The other one is now looking a bit like, ugh. Like, he got a good hit in, but he can't manage 3 on his own. So, it is now Boiga's turn.
Indeed.
Wait, can I do a talking as a free action to Boyga?
Yes.
Yes.
I can speak Parthian.
Fair enough. We do have an advantage, so we could at least try to at least attempt negotiations, perhaps. And he's at a disadvantage, so we have a possible chance of actually convincing him
It
to
is
spill his
good
guts.
trend.
Everyone is getting robotic now.
Everyone's robotic. Point is, do you need me to repeat anything?
No.
No, I heard you.
Okay.
What's the plan?
So, inquire what the hell he's doing, and make him spill his guts in fear of us spilling his guts.
He says
Doesn't
to
sound
you
like a good plan.
what any good cultist would say, which is that he is bringing the blessings of Mott, and he is going to free the Parthian lands of the Roman scourge, and that soon the summoning will begin. And that what you guys are doing really isn't going to help anyone.
Scorpion, I am of Parthia.
And yet you betray your land?
We have made significant money from the Romans. They technically allow us to govern ourselves for the most part.
And yet we are pushed to the slums. And yet we suffer disease. Mott will bring true victory. True power.
Yeah, well, when everyone is sick and dead, that doesn't seem to be, like, very powerful.
You clearly have no respect for the gods as they are.
Your gods mean nothing to mine. I will be the one to save the disease.
That's, he doesn't seem to care much. Like, he might have already seen something Mott is able to do that is impressive enough to convince him of otherwise, so he doesn't seem to care. In fact, he seems to take his sword, and would rather take his life than spill any more beans on you.
Hardcore roll. Oh wait, he's attacking us.
Could you repeat that?
Is it going for the suicide?
He attempts to be going for suicide, yes, as he's stepping backwards.
I want a police sniper.
You're doing it with a bow and arrow, so that's going to be an extreme one. That's a 1/5 chance.
Am I going to accept that?
Let me.
Yes.
Okay.
What's 1/5 of 75?
Well, funnily enough, I have a. Let me see if I can pull up the
15?
sheet. 15 would be it, yes. The funny thing is, the 7E book comes with like a little sheet on that, so you have to roll 15 or lower if you want to make this, because you're making an extremely hard shot.
I'm going for it.
Fingers crossed.
Miss.
So close though.
You're too
I
late.
nail him in the side of the head.
You hit him, but you kind of finish the job for him. But as you do
He
this,
stabs himself in the chest, is gurgling out his last prayers to Mott. An arrow launches past him and nails him in the forehead.
but as you do this, and you've unfortunately killed your one lead, the water seems to come to life, as if some sort of suppressive magic has been lifted.
Come to life in what sense? Is it trying to kill us, or it come to life as in it's not like...
It's taking a
deathly
humanoid
anymore?
shape, as in there's like a now humanoid shape on the water. It's very vague.
Ooh.
Oh, this probably isn't good.
Well, it kind of is,
Yes.
because it doesn't seem to be attacking you.
Doesn't seem?
It just seems to hover, stay there.
Are we going insane?
Nope.
We would
You're a
know
little
if we were-
perturbed, but you're not like going mad of it.
Hail, traveler! As I don't draw an arrow.
The spirit of the water explains herself to be the river spirit. And that the scorpion men and their blessings of Mott are kind of been in the way of her doing her regular thing.
And her regular thing is...
Being
Also
a river
her?
spirit. And providing cool water for all of nature.
Your absence. Explain why the people of the city are sick.
She shakes her head, or what would qualify as a head, and explains that the summoning of Mott is what's causing this.
Uh-huh.
And that this whole poisoning thing is just kind of accelerate the process.
I see. Is there more of this going on, or is there a separate ritual somewhere else?
To the best of her knowledge, it would probably be a separate ritual, because you need a very special ritual to summon Mott. Like, let me put it like this: if you want to summon Mott just out of the blue, without like a lot of disease, like you need to pile up diseased, riddled people. You need to do a ritual for a couple of weeks, and then you have the final big finale to really open up the portal and suck that boy in. Like, it's a whole process.
They're turning the whole city into a summoning site.
Oh no,
Partially.
it's Full Metal Alchemist all over again.
Well, the actual portal to get him in, as she explains, is not that big. But the real deal breaker is that you need the disease to conjure him up. So it's likely that this bag dumping process was like the flint to start the fire, but the city now seems to be self-propagating. That's what she knows, at least. She doesn't have anything to help you find the source of it. Because she's a river spirit.
Huh.
I mean, like, this is
We
stuff
are
that
way
happens in
in
the river,
over
so...
our heads, to be perfectly honest, but yes. What would be the implications of a mod summoning?
Well, you'd have to deal with Mott, who is a very big, very scary monster.
So is my late wife, but...
Let me put it like this. He can fly, he can burrow in the sand, and he can basically snap a living person in half.
We're also quite close to my homeland. I would prefer that to not happen.
Let me show you a picture of Mott, because there's one of him in the book.
Please do. Because, I mean, even a magically enhanced monster will probably not be able to Wow. I'll need a big book for this one.
Yeah, there's a reason people tend to stop summonings. He's also at all times surrounded by terrible insects that basically form a cloud of smoke.
Ooh. Well, technically, even such a monster, even such a kaiju monster, would probably be unable to surpass the natural... Ooh, Zala has fallen out. Hello, Zala. Are you
The
back?
natural what?
The natural birth rate of humanity.
Well, who knows? I mean, who knows
Who
what
knows?
Mott
Yes.
wants?
I mean, I'm not looking forward to testing it, but at least we can know that humanity might stand a chance if that happens.
In
But,
case you forgot, by the
still.
way, you did receive notes that you do know that one of the places that was first affected was near a bathhouse in Parthia. Because it's been a while, I thought I'd remind you of some of the clues you found out.
Yes. We would have to visit the bathhouses.
Yep.
Might be a thing for us to go and do then.
Indeed. Well, we bid our farewell to the River Spirit and all in a respectful manner.
The River Spirit does decide to provide some first aid to your wounded friend.
Oh, heck. Does it help with the poison anyway?
Well, she can take care of some of it, so the poison won't kick in as quickly. And probably, like, she slows down the process with a special... You don't know what happens, but he feels like the poison isn't going to kill him if he takes his proper rest in time.
That sounds fair. Let's hope we do get to rest.
We're a little too busy to rest now, though.
Yes. What about the healing? How much hit points does he restore?
Roll me a 1d8, and that's how many points he gets back.
Yes, 1d8. Click.
Ooh.
7.
He basically gets his ass blasted back into shape.
Yes, with 1 to spare. But it doesn't overflow.
Nope.
Yes. There you go.
It will take about 30 minutes to get back, but as you do...
Yes?
you see a cultist who's walking up to you, who seems like, oh no.
In what language?
He says it in Parthian, and he is going to run off in like 2 seconds.
Before he has a chance, I say in Parthian, "Hail, traveler!"
Oh my god!
This guy, by the way, sees the scorpion men corpses, and he knows what's up.
If he's going to start running, my assistant can run a little bit faster than the regular human. So,
as a quick note, he also calls you a traitor, Zyla. Apollo is a traitor.
Zyla is not thin-skinned. Be taking it back by that.
Apollo is a zealot of Apollo.
Zyla is that racial problem people tend not to address.
Yes.
Sure, you're Parthian in blood, but you're not acting like one.
Yes, I'm not summoning the disease death god near my hometown.
Hey, he's your god. He's your Syrian god.
He's one of them. I know the Syrian pantheon, by the way.
As a quick thing, by the way, the guy does look diseased. Like, there's no doubt about that he's with Mott, with just how he seems to be okay with being diseased. And outside this far, mind you, people don't just go up to the river spring for no reason.
Traitor, you say, compatriots. I am the one that is not diseased and trying to bring safety to Parthia.
He doesn't care.
I pretend I understood the angry Syrian noises.
I mean, considering that the Scorpion Man was okay killing himself.
Yeah, I think we stand very little chance of actually.
Yeah, but this one's not a Scorpion Man, so I'm slightly more okay talking to it.
He's running off by now, since you tried to talk to him and he's like, nope, I'm done here. I need to report
I
back.
request my assistant to tackle him.
I'm gonna shoot him in the leg.
Okay. So you decide, as this guy is putting a run on it to go back to his boss, to stop him.
Yeah.
And he falls on the ground because he's not making any effort to dodge, and you're a pretty good bowman.
I am a pretty damn good bowman. I am Parthian.
So as you tackle him, you now have him.
So you got shot in the leg and then tackled.
Yep,
Okay.
and he's kind of bruised up by now.
And bleeding. He took an arrow to the knee after all.
To the back of the knee.
He spits at you that he refuses to speak. And then refuses to speak. I mean, if you're worshipping a god of death and decay, what is torture, really? What is imprisonment, really?
Torture is cleaning him up.
Yep. I mean, his boss won't know, but...
Oh, but the god will.
So now you've killed your lead. Or have you? What are you going to do with him?
I'm not killing him.
What are you going to do with him, then?
Drag him over to the hospital and have it cleaned up as a method of torture. Until
I mean,
he feels
I was
the
going
beat.
to just take him to the car to try to figure out what's going on.
If you're going to take him to any sort of authority, you're going to have to explain yourself.
Yeah, we have the corpses.
The corpses of Scorpion Men, which are not enough proof to link this guy to anything. Like, don't forget there's more diseased peoples out there.
We have river spirits shit
Indeed.
like bolted some out. We're trying to
River Spirit,
do shit.
listen, man, River Spirits are not going to get involved in the judicial process. They were like, nice for helping out, but go do your immortal stuff now.
God. I mean, gods.
You're dealing with Roman era deities, man. They don't care. Also,
That's
like, why
cool.
would the Roman legionnaires who are like against magic take the word of a river spirit? They'd say, "You're an occult bastard. We're going to take you in."
We're gonna put you in a jug and put the lid on.
We're going to put the whole river in a jug.
Well, I mean, there was that one dude that tried to kill it with spears.
But you have a prisoner, and you can try to make your case. Like, maybe you can't convince him if you have the personal skills to push him.
I hope you have the personal skills for that.
Well, is it possible to persuade him?
Go for it. Maybe you can talk him into it. Like, he probably speaks Latin, considering that he's from the area. But he just speaks
Perhaps,
Parthian because of habit.
Or I could
You can always try.
relay the information from through Zai. Yes.
Well, go for it.
1 second, I'm looking for an appropriate line on the thing.
It's 70. But I'll say
Yes.
this is a hard one, so you're going for half.
For 35 or less.
You make it? What do you want to get out of him?
11.
Because he's going to spit you one detail.
One detail.
So you get one question.
I need like 1 second with Zai. Zai, what should we
Yeah.
risk? What should we
I don't
try
know,
to
you're-
gouge out of him?
Well, you're the one doing it. I don't get to tell you. This is your decision.
What do you think would be most useful to know?
Well, we know the motive they want to summon Mod.
Yep.
And to do this, they're probably using the entire city as a summoning portal.
Well, no. As the River Spirit explained, and as you know with your occult knowledge,
Yeah.
the city itself isn't going to be the portal. Like, you need a special pool of
Well, it's
water
not.
for
It's
this.
not going to be the city, but well, yes.
The whole city is involved in the ritual, that much you know.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Who the bosses are.
That or the location of this the summoning pool. Yes, but Zala has suggested the proper thing, so the location of the bosses.
Okay. He says that today Bardol is going to summon Mott, and there's little you can do to stop him, because the ritual might actually already be underway, to the best of his knowledge. This whole thing was just a little extra scoop on top. Roll me an idea check, both of you.
Idea.
It's the idea.
27, and I need to... Wait, what are we rolling against?
Idea. And yes, you make it.
So can you make it under all you have?
Under.
I make it. I have
Okay.
80.
Then both of you happen to recall that there's a bathhouse that is called Bardol's Bathhouse.
So, so the owner is involved in this.
Could be.
Or he's dead.
Not necessarily. He has explicitly mentioned that Bardol is responsible for summoning.
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
that
I guess
Bardol's going
he's
to
not
summon him
dead.
today.
I'm dead.
I mean, if the guy specifically
Shit's
says that
weird.
Bardol is summoning him, it's hard to argue if Bardol's alive or at least involved.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he can be dead and involved.
It could be
Stuff's
another
weird with this.
Bardol, truth be told.
I mean, it could be a family
Family
name,
names.
right? Yes. Fair enough. Let us hurry to the thing. This guy's small fish, probably, so we had to tie him up and just leave him there, or we
Guys,
just kind
if
of
you leave him behind, there's a good chance the River Spirit might just take out her anger a bit.
on the
Wink,
dude
wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah,
or on us,
on the dude. Why would they take it out on you?
because we left the dude.
Yeah, a dude of Mott, so she's probably going to kick his ass. for
Well,
poisoning the
point
river.
is, Zai, do you think we will still need this guy? Also, your ping is
It's all right.
999. Do we let the river spirit have fun with the dude, or do we just like? It'll probably take longer if we carry him with us.
You could also just let him go.
Well, he has his knee shot, so he's not going to be getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's up to Zai if Zai can manage to get through.
Sai!
Hello, Zai.
I can mostly hear again.
So, Como was thinking about what to do with the dude.
Yeah, if we leave him here, the river spirit is gonna probably
Kick his ass.
drown him. It wouldn't be kicking.
Como, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the River Spirit does. That's her business.
Oh,
And there
Zai-
goes Sila again. And there's Sila again.
Hello, Zyla. Your internet is just
Welcome to China, apparently.
welcome to China.
Give me a second. I'm gonna switch my VPN.
Again.
Okay.
I like how the fixes just turn it on and off and on and off and on and off. Just fiddle with the button until it works.
I'm more surprised that we're breaking the law of one of the superpowers on the planet to play D&D.
It's not D&D, it's Call of Cthulhu.
Well, it's still based on that. Okay, fair enough, a tabletop.
Are you going to do anything as you go back to town, by the way? Like, are you going to go straight to the bathhouse, or...?
There's not much that we can prepare. Obviously, the camp of legionnaires is not going to bother with us.
Why
They're
not?
gonna listen, because magic.
Yeah, they're
I-
against
and
magic.
Last time I tried to persuade them against magic.
The last
I
time
get-
you tried
get
to
bashed with a
persuade them,
stick.
you tried to persuade them about, administering proper justice.
Yes.
Like you were literally going against the law to present a case that wasn't there.
Fair enough. If we're getting hit with sticks, I'm going to point a finger to Zyla then. So we would head off to the camp, explain the situation, and say, try to persuade them that there is indeed something going down in the bathhouses, and if they do not hurry, this could be
Okay.
a sort of
Okay,
end
we'll wait
of
until
the world.
Sila's back, and then we'll resolve this.
Yes.
As a fun fact, Mott has potency 24 poison.
Excuse me?
Mott has some pretty heavy stats, like you're not going to kill him unless you know what you're doing.
Oh. Which we probably don't.
What's this video you just put up?
Oh, it's not a video.
What is this from?
It's This thing has been in development for many years. Since
I like that
2015.
it's just this little boy.
Yes. It's a horror game. It was supposed to be set in the 1980s sci-fi setting on the moon on the base.
Okay. Okay, this boy just looks very angry at you. And there's like a goodbye.
Yes.
That just sums it up, doesn't it? Man,
Yes.
Size Internet.
Zai's internet, yes.
I like how one of the main motivators for why Zyla went to China was because I get to go abroad now. Might not be true, which is the worst part.
Might do what?
So Zyla, at least to me, said, one of the reasons I want to do this is so that I can get a job in like Europe, in like France or something, so I can be closer. it turned out that might not be the case, and they're gone now, but that might not be the case. So I'm like, going to China just turned out to be one shitfest, didn't it?
Yeah, but at least they can pull out, maybe?
They can pull out after 6 months.
And they just went...
Well, 6 months from the start, so it's like a couple more months from now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, like a harsh deal.
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, I also worked for like 6 months, so I suppose.
If this is going to get cut off, I'm going to be surprised. But I'm just waiting for any moment for Zai to be like, yep, we're done. I'm like, okay.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
I'll be okay with it.
We can still get input from Zyla in text, but, you know, this kind of goes against the whole record thing. Did you pause the recording, or were you
No, it's
cutting
just
us out?
going. It's just,
Cut out the middle part.
I don't... Whatever, I'll cut out the middle part. And there goes Zyla.
Zyla has dropped out. I'm gonna mess with her dice. Cat with a stick for talking shit.
But
We're
That
gonna
is
go
what
in
happens when you don't have a place to talk.
no, it's like you were literally saying, don't do the law that you have.
there. Yes.
Considering you're talking to the guy that's in charge, that's like hard to pull off.
Yes, I'll tell Zyla what to say, but I probably won't be the one persuading him because he's gonna just whack me over the head again.
I mean, if he's a professional, he's probably going to take this as professional as he can.
That's fair.
So what do you do with the guy?
What guy? I'm already leaving.
Okay.
Just let the spirit do whatever.
Okay.
No, he'll probably do it to himself.
Wait, he's just gonna off himself?
The last one's tried to.
Well, they probably did it so that they didn't have to get into this situation that this guy has already gone through.
Yeah, for the whole interrogation thing.
Well, he'll die slow or die fast. I don't care.
Okay.
Move on.
Moving on to the camp.
After 30 minutes, you reach the town. And you see at the gates a very tired-looking Alexander, the old amulet guy you saw a while ago. He has a few legionnaires standing around him, and he looks pretty beat up.
He got caught. Time to gloat for like a very, very minuscule amount of time because we have things to do.
Oh, he's bruised and bloody. Like, he's not in any good shape.
Just point and
Let's go
figure
and
him
ask
as
him.
they told you so. As we're passing through.
So what are you going to do? Going to talk to him?
We're going to talk to the Legionnaires because he's clearly not in the position to say what the hell happened to this poor sod.
The legionnaires explain in a very timid tone that there's a small situation going on inside the city near one of the bathhouses, but that they're looking into it, and that citizens should stay away.
At least they're already there. So, Zai, should we try to find the general, or should we head straight there?
That is a good question.
Alexander looks up and notices you, and he asks if you came from the spring.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Why?
No reason. Do you intend to go to the bathhouse? I was there a little while ago when suddenly the cultists, they came out of the bathhouse saying I should take my business elsewhere, and then they started attacking me.
That would do it, yes. So they might not be aware of the situation then we need to warn the general. I wouldn't suggest splitting up, but that depends on what Sephi will say to that.
You can split up if you wish. I mean, the real question is, why do you personally have to go? You've got capable legionnaires standing all around you.
So yeah, we just have to go and make sure that someone goes with us.
Can we try to persuade them to relay a message to the general saying this is...
You won't have to persuade them.
serious?
Like, if you present a good case, I'll just let them go. What's your case?
Our case is that there is currently a summoning of Mott in the city, and we have all reasons to believe that... What was the name of it? Bardix?
Bardol.
Bartle's bathhouse is being used as the summoning pool for the god of Mott, and this is very bad news for everybody involved. And that the recent streak of sickness and illness was just one of the preparation parts for it.
So, at first, the Legionnaires don't believe you. Like, these are Roman Legionnaires. They don't know anything about Mott and all that weird stuff going on. But then they look at Alexander again, and they go, well, he did say they were cultists. And Alexander, in his Syrian nature, tries to hide what's been going on. But the Legionnaires suddenly, their faces darken as they see this street magician a little bit more iffy about his position. And one of them runs off.
Quick question. Are we with a legion or a cohort or a century?
Technically,
Right now, there's like 5 Legionnaires standing around you. One ran off.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many people were we traveling?
I think about 2 cohorts.
Okay. So
But you're not going to fit 2 cohorts into a bathhouse.
Yeah, I was just wondering because we said
That
legionnaire. I was like,
depends.
do we have like a legion?
That depends on how you mince them.
Okay, moving on.
All right, so in that case, we need to head to the bathhouse because we've sent the messenger, technically.
You head over to the bathhouse then. Are you going to follow along, Zyla, or does Apollo have other plans?
Yeah.
Apollo, I believe, will be going along.
So,
He needs help to cleanse in the name of Apollo.
you notice that as you go along towards the bathhouse, that the streets are running thin and people are kind of moving away from the bathhouse. And as you arrive, you can't help but notice that the Legionnaires, there's like 10 of them, and 5 are occupying these large, vicious-looking scorpion men, who, unlike the other ones, look a lot more physically fit. They are preoccupied at the moment with their own little squirrel, so
We could assist them so they assist us inside because there could be more of them. And I would rather have a few extra swords with us.
Alexander, by the way, has followed you, and 2 Legionnaires are also standing by.
Why is he following us? Why did the Legionnaires let him do it?
Well, Alexander was attacked, so he just ran off.
Yeah, he's not with them, obviously.
Is there 2
I
of
think
these
it would
guys
be-
in there? So-
Come
Most
on,
important for us
roll me
to
a cult.
get in and out.
Roll me what?
roll me occult and spot hidden.
Okay. Rolling occult. That is 72. I don't notice anything. And then I roll for spot hidden, which I do 28, yes.
You detect nothing out of the ordinary, but you can notice that Alexander is looking a little bit more iffy than before.
If he is a Syrian, is he involved in this?
From the looks of it, he looks very distressed for someone if he was involved. If he was involved, he looks way too distressed for the situation as it is.
Okay,
Because
can
these
we
scorpion men
inquire?
seem to be holding their own.
I see. We do have a spare moment to inquire what the hell is going on with him.
You're going to inquire what's going on. Okay.
If he knows anything, yes.
Alexander says that he just has that feeling on the back of your neck when something bad's about to happen. And that's all he has to go with.
They
Or
always
to
say
put
they
it
have a bad
properly-
feeling about us.
Dang it, I was about to say that.
Yes, he's got a bad feeling about it. Sorry.
Okay. But he actually says something else. He says, if you're familiar with the occult, you might be able to sense that the air is getting thicker. He sort of waves his finger around.
That is indeed extra thick by the looks of it.
He wonders how much time you have left. With
Not
what
much,
is going
that's
on.
why we need to get going.
To get going, head inside, yes. With the 2 Legionnaires and Alexander.
Alexander's our rat on a stick.
Yes.
Alexander's a supposed magician. Who knows what he can do?
Yes, so we
Yes,
send him in
moving in.
first. If he's a magician, then he will be forced to act. If he's not a magician, then, we'll at least have a distraction.
So,
If he's a
you
magician,
rush
he's
down
himself
into the
first.
building. You notice
Yes.
that the bathhouse is nice, but you also notice that many of the bathhouse participants, as in the servants and all, the staff, is looking pretty diseased. They got it big, like the cultist had you found, like the scorpion men you saw.
Oof.
Roll me a spot hidden check.
Again?
Yes.
1 second. 34.
Me too.
Yes.
Nope. I am not going to pass a single one of those today.
Yep. Okay. Let me see if there's any other ones that might come in useful here. Nope, not really.
All right.
So, well, actually...
Yes.
Yeah, no. So it takes you a long while to do this, but eventually you manage to find a doorway that looks like it was supposed to be the wall. You found a secret door, which is like at one of the partitions that's separating the baths from the main hallway. One of the walls is particularly thick, and you notice a door that leads into the wall itself, immediately into some stairs.
Huh.
The Legionnaires, however, do not delay and just start rushing down the stairs.
We'll have to follow.
Roll me a
We'll
listen
miss
check
all
because they go down the stairs and shout something to each other.
Okay, rolling. That's 40. That's more than I can do.
One.
Zala rolls 1.
You rolled a critical success. Zala, you hear exactly what they say. One of them shouts that they need to prepare the Starstone. The other one shouts that they really shouldn't have been loafing around with these two indecisive ones.
The Legionnaires.
Yes.
They're in on this, or they're trying to find a...
You have no clue. You don't know what a
counter.
Starstone is.
Keep moving.
Keep moving, yes.
I got my bow out and ready. No, wait, Gladius.
Also,
Close
Zyla,
quarters.
one particular thing you hear is a strange clicking noise as their footsteps are rushing down.
So they're not human. They're just under disguise. Oops.
Or a trap.
Well, the more you move on, the more you can see.
Keep going. We don't have time for this.
Keep going, but look under... Well, we do have Alexander stepping in front of us.
So
you know,
it's not
if
much of a
traps.
staircase. It was like crudely cut. But eventually you reach into a chamber where there are some nice pillars. There are sconces. There's a couple of cultists standing in a circle.
Well, with just a couple. They can't really form a circle, more like a line.
Oh, there's
Isn't
enough.
a circle just a line?
From a certain
curved
perspective,
line.
yes, as a projection on a one-dimensional plane.
Can you please stop arguing the...
We're not arguing.
We're not arguing, we're just padding time while you're setting
So
up the
they are
scene.
standing around So here they are, and they're all standing around a large bubbling pool, which is brown and green, and there's just the most noxious stench in the air. You feel as if you're breathing in just gaseous death. And the two legionnaires who stormed up on the scene, one of them has a strange item in his hand, and it seems to be aimed... God damn it, give me a second.
Sure thing. Steffi, we're not arguing. This is just like...
Steffi's away for a moment. That's why he said give him a second.
Oh. Well, it's just inter-party banter. It's nothing particularly bad.
Player banter.
Yes.
Okay, going back. They're standing around a pool. You see the two legionnaires.
Yes.
One of them has a strange device in his hand. The other one seems to be reaching into a small pouch to take a strange stone out.
Can we tell if they're looking to interfere or if they're engaging?
It is nearly impossible to tell. Like, put yourself on the scene. You will be behind them somewhere, as I'll draw out the rest of the sort of cave structure.
Oh, heck. Click. Ooh.
And I'm dead.
Where's Apollo? In the wall.
Apollo's right here.
So...
Apparently disappear if I go into that corner.
Yes, because it's the GM's.
So we got Mr. Tool and Mr. Pouch on the scene. The
Junior
cultists are chanting,
detectives.
and as they chant, the pool seems to be getting worse and worse.
Ooh,
Okay.
I
Here's
would
my
not
plan.
dare to interfere with
I would.
the
I'm going to
Legionnaires.
shoot one of the cultists.
Aim! And
Solid
fire.
suggestion. I suppose. Awesome.
Critical.
This is a critical success. Just nail him to the
Jesus.
wall.
Kill him. Well, actually, let me see how
Bam!
much. Actually, they don't have that much HP, so we'll just say that you managed to off one of them. Pick them.
No, it goes through one, kills the next one.
No, just one.
That's not how it works. This is not Pulp
It's an
Fiction.
arrow.
Remember?
It is limited mass.
It would work if it was the Pulp Cthulhu, but
Yep.
it's not.
But in Pulp Cthulhu, you'd use a cool gun too. So pick one, Xylo. Which one gets to go? Meet his maker as he
The one
falls
with-
over dramatically into it.
Yeah, I guess you past the one that's the black colored into this bright red one.
Yeah, so he doesn't fall
Right
into.
in front of his face. Just bam.
He falls into the pool. It kind of stumbles forward as the arrow hits him in the neck. And as that happens, unfortunately, they seem to rise back out of the pool in a sludgier form than before.
What?
Indeed. What indeed? You notice, well, you probably don't even know him, but Bartle is the guy over here. He is the leader of the whole situation. I mean, he's wearing the nicest robes, that's how you can tell. And he seems to be trying to keep the ritual going. Due to the way everyone's dexterity works out, you guys do get to go first. As in, Apollo goes first, then Boyga, then the Legionnaires, and then Ekis.
They're
You've already taken your turn, though, so.
very much in the way.
You need to be somewhere where you can shoot them, by the way.
That's what I was
fair
trying to
enough.
do.
So, it's now Boyga's turn.
Yes. I would try to. Well, what can I do? I can rush in, try to stab one of them, and try to drag them away from the pool.
You can roll a cult to see what is the most important part of the ritual.
Yes. Disrupt it as much as possible. 33, which is exactly within the.
You can tell that chanting
knowledge.
is the most important element, as they seem to move freely to look at you, but they seem to focus on their chanting most of anything.
Well, I'll pick the shortest guy and try to slit his throat because that's the one way to prevent his chanting.
That's going to be a
Stab
hard
him in
roll,
the
so
stomach.
go for it.
Stab him in the gut. He needs his diaphragm. We know what that is because we named it.
You need to roll a 22 to make this one, if you're going to go for a throat slit.
Well, Zai's suggestion is good too. What would I need to do for that?
Just the normal one, because diaphragm is a lot easier target since it's just in the stomach.
We were just stabbing.
Yep, 45.
I
Jeez.
succeed.
Okay, since you make your... he slit his throat. He's alive, but he's, for at least now, but he's unable to talk in any sense of the word.
Well, he did shut up, yes.
And he kind of stumbles around. The turn goes to the Legionnaires. Mr. Toole aims a weird contraption at one of the cultists, and you hear a fling! But does he make the shot? As a projectile
Also, what
flies
about
through the air.
Ekis?
Ekis gets to go after, as I said.
After the Oh,
Okay, he makes the shot, and a bolt lands into the cultist, who takes 1d6 damage. 1.
pathetic.
The worst shot ever.
Right in the side. Doesn't even hurt that much.
Moving on
Cut.
to Ekis.
Yes. Tackle the other one, try to shut him off as much as possible.
Go for it. That would be a brawl maneuver.
Brawl maneuver.
Yes, that means that you
What
have to
am I
roll for
rolling
brawl,
Oh.
which is fighting for a fist punch, so 50% in most cases.
50%. Yes. That's a fail.
Actually, you didn't roll completely because that one's on his side, so
On the. Oh, okay, fair enough.
he makes
That's
it.
better. Which he,
So move your
46.
Ekis close and get him to shut up.
yes. Drag
So
him away
shot with
from
an
him.
arrow, he kind of stumbles, and Ekis comes from behind and makes a count. He's not dead or hurt in any way, but he is like shut up at this point. And there's only 2 people chanting. You can tell that the pool was bubbling faster at first, but it seems to be slowing down now that you're taking care of the cultists one by one.
Indeed, because we have basically broken the rules of summoning.
But since there is another cultist, Bardol is going to perform a terrible
What
spell.
about Mr. Pouch?
Mr. Pouch. Mr. Pouch was fiddling with his pouch. That's all he's doing. He's like, they're shouting to each other about the Starstone. He's like, I'm getting it, I just need to find it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this whole thing is a comedy of errors.
Zai, this is up to your sniper super critical success shot.
Como!
Yes.
Ekis needs to roll an opposed POW check.
Yes.
24.
That's
24. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, am I rolling the 100 one or?
No, you rolled the 100 one, and you actually made it. Actually, I need to check something else.
All
I
right.
actually don't know how the resistance table works, so we're just improvising this one because I don't feel like looking it up right now.
Okay.
You make it. You make it by a long shot. So, luckily, Ekis has a strong mind at this point. He's concentrated and focused as a terrible, terrible nightmare springs into his brain and tries to wreak havoc. He's just way too focused to care about what's going on in his little head.
He's a little bit too dumb for this.
The other cultist remains focused on singing and keeping the pool bubbling.
What about the third one? That's... Oops, sorry. Let me flip them back in.
Their turn comes, and they very slowly begin to move out of the pool. There's a constant strand of liquid connecting them to it, though. But that's about all they can do. They have very limited motion as they are.
Oof, so you're like a puppet on a leash.
Mm-hmm.
Whose turn is it right now, by the way?
I think it go back to Apollo.
Okay.
Apollo.
Safi, I did forget. I have that enchanted rod thing that was
Yes.
a gift of Apollo. What does that do again?
Random stuff, but I forgot to write it down. Or I might have it on my sheet. Let me check it out.
Check it, please.
I think it just does something. Oh no, I remember approximately what it did. You roll the dice, and then you got a bonus to something. A little bonus, or you got to apply penalty die, or something like that.
I want to use it.
Go for it.
Cantrips.
What do I
basically.
roll?
Well, let's just say you roll a d6.
Against what?
Just a d6.
It's
Oh.
not against anything.
Oh, because it's
Six.
random. Okay.
Okay. What was the effect again? Like the big fancy flare attack you wanted?
Cannot remember.
Oh man.
How can you...
It's been a while.
I know.
Well, you get to pick a big flashy flare effect. The Wrath of Apollo.
Sunfire arrow, like burst through sunlight.
Who does it strike?
I'm going for the leader.
And what does it
The
do?
leader.
I figured it'd be blinding and some mild fire damage.
Okay. Let's say
In addition to
2d8,
normal
because it's a
arrow.
literal bolt of fire hitting someone. Actually,
Yeah.
2d8 is pretty heavy, so just 1d8. It's still pretty heavy.
In addition to my normal arrow damage?
Yes, since you are shooting an arrow.
So roll twice, basically. That's
What's
not...
the outcome?
2.
2 for the arrow, and here's the fire damage.
You set him on fire.
6.
Takes 8 damage. He stumbles back as a flaming arrow sets his robes ablaze because he's covered in all kinds of strange gunk, and it's very fiery gunk.
Wait, this whole fire pit is...
No, he's on fire. The fire
No,
hasn't
I
spread
meant-
to the pit yet.
No, I mean, if
Yeah,
he's
it's-
covered in the same substance, then...
Yeah.
And all
Good
of a
thing
sudden,
we brought the
Como's
mask.
character is like, wait, that's why you call yourself Apollo?
No, not that. I'm just saying,
Boyga,
if this...
it's your turn.
Yes, if this whole noxious thing is like... Oof. Wow.
You might explode.
Then he exploded.
Well, technically, we run faster than you would... whatever. Right, so we've gotten rid of one dude.
Yes.
Excuse me.
The other one is
So I
not
would-
involved with the ritual.
Yes, well... Wait, this one is not?
No, this one is not, because he's a slime monster now. And that one is taken out by Ekis.
Yes. So, in that case, I would like to approach... Well, let's see. This one is being on a leash, so I would like to cut the leash, if possible.
Roll me your knife attack, but you get a bonus die, so you get to roll your 10s twice. Because you're basically attacking a very static target.
Okay. Okay. Both
You
of
were
them
unable
fail.
to cut it. With all the effort, you are unable to cut the slime strand.
Heck.
So what's
Tendril.
Ekis gonna do now?
Knock the dude in the head and approach the last remaining one beside
Roll me a
the
50%
vampire.
to knock him out.
Yes.
He's got him in a good grapple.
Yes,
Yep.
35.
This cultist falls unconscious on the floor. It slumps against a pillar because Ekis probably isn't stupid enough to let another one fall into the pool.
Yes.
Probably draw the pool on as well.
Thank you.
And so the turn goes to Mr. Tool,
Yes.
who kind of steps aside, keeping his aim true. And he hits for 1d6 again. Oh damn!
For 6.
This time he hits a hit.
Mhm.
So with the flaming arrow and all that's been going on, this guy falls back onto the ground as the strange bolt from the contraption just knocks him over off his feet. And then it is time for Mr. Pouch, who finally produces a strange-looking rock. It's about the size of if you coil up one of your fingers. That's about the size you're looking for. And it's got a strange starry glitter to it, as if you're looking into the starry sky itself. And he kind of nudges off to the side and goes through a throw. But will he make it? What is the throw on these guys? All right. He's got a good chance of making this. And he makes it! The starry stone hits the ground once, causing a very bright, blinding flash before it tumbles into the pool. And you suddenly feel a strange rumbling happening.
Uh-oh.
The pool is now flashing, both between the state of being a starry night sky and being a horrific pool of slime and disease. The slime creature dies as this basically severs its connection. And it turns into a pile of gunk.
Is this good or bad, I wonder?
Good question.
Good question. It's replacing one entity with another.
Good question. So the cultist turn. Well, the cultist is giving up on this whole ritual. He's like, "What's going on?" And kind of steps back, as the Starry Night pool has a certain attraction to it, whereas the bubbling pool has a certain push to it.
But excuse me, the slime pool is pushing out, but
The slime pool has sort of pushes things with a magnetic field, and the other one pulls it back in again. So it creates this pulsing heart effect.
It's alternating.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you both roll me a
This dude-
sanity check, please?
Yes, 1 second. That's on the rib, so I guess I reroll.
91.
Both, you need to roll me a... Oh,
Let's
Ekis.
see.
Ekis, you take 2 points of sanity damage. Asila, 1d8, please.
What about my assistant?
Your assistant. Did he make it?
Let me check. Roll.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
1d8 for both of you, for both the failures, and 2 for the succeeders.
1d8. 1d8 in that case. Oh wait, that's not 1d8. Sorry.
1.
Roll.
And 2.
2.
So you're kind of freaking out seeing this happen, seeing this pool emanate strange energies, pulsing bright then dark, bright then dark. The torches in the room are slowly starting to fade. What's your plan?
Names to run away from very fast.
Yelling at the Legionnaires. What was that?
The Legionnaires do not feel that this is the time and place to explain. The combat is technically over. The cultists are just trying to start to run for the exit. Because they don't know what's going on, and they weren't told what's going on.
This is very much time to explain.
Well, he gives you one bit of explanation, which is if you would love to be doused in the shit that Mott hangs out in, you should probably hang around this place for the explanation.
Run.
Kinky but not, yes.
You run outside, feeling the pulsing and the alternating push and pull getting stronger and stronger over time. Until eventually you hear this weird noise you can't put your finger on. It's almost like, how to put this? It's like a theremin being played very rapidly.
Oh my god.
And you hear
I do love this theremin.
as if someone had just the hugest diarrhea.
God. Good thing we weren't there to witness it.
Roll me a lesson check real fast.
That's a Termin Vox, yes. 1 second.
Listen, check.
84, so I hear literally nothing.
Zyla,
18.
you hear the Legionnaires
all.
outside shouting about how the Scorpion men seem to be retreating. Or running away, at least.
Where are they going to run it?
Into the
Somewhere
desert.
not
Probably
here.
closed.
Closer to Parthia.
Hmm. Alright.
Well, we have saved the world.
Not necessarily, but
Zyla,
in this particular
Apollo
section.
doesn't know if it's just him, but it seems like that fancy rod he's got is just going a little bit brighter.
Think I may have pleased Apollo.
Maybe Apollo's easily pleased.
Maybe it was just...
The two Legionnaires, however, are now open to questions.
They did their job.
A little bit more than their job. Because to the best of your knowledge, that was not standard procedure.
That wasn't... Well,
Neither is the weird tool that guy is holding. Which he's starting to put away. Time. It's a good herb. I think Zyla exploded.
I got the joke. Yeah, but yes, that is terrible pain. Lag spike. But yes. Yes.
Yes. But that's a bad one, man.
What is bad?
Zyla.
The lag spike? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, the one good thing that Mussolini did was make the trains run on time.
That's impressive.
I wonder if he did it for the pun. I'm pretty sure the name of the thing is different in the actual Spanish language, however.
Okay.
No, not Spanish,
But
Italian.
yes, when Zyla pops in, we should probably tell
Yes.
her she doesn't have to log back in because it's just going to be some conversation this point forward.
Okay, that's fair enough. Did we do it?
You'll find out when Zyla's back.
Ooh, suspense. Guess it's like a season cliffhanger, except that the show has been done for years, and I'm just waiting for it to
Oh,
download.
Zyla's completely offline now. Okay. Man, this took way longer than it should have. God damn it. I was going to get nice dinner tonight, but I wanted to do this.
Oh, it's fine.
It was a
I
hard
had fun.
choice to make.
I had fun. Hope Zyla had fun too. It's fine.
But yeah, the main point with these two guys is
Yes.
so I have to wait until Zyla comes up.
You're clearly not just regular legionaries.
Well, they aren't.
Hello, Zyla.
That stone he had was something else, all right.
On an unrelated side note, should I use Zy or Zyla? Should it be more formal or what?
I don't care. I use everything. I don't even keep my my pronouns consistent.
Are there any?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just sign us back in the chat. We're just gossiping.
Well, yes, but... Hello, Zyla, can you hear us? Oh, maybe...
Beep-de-bop-ba-doop-bop. Boop.
At least they didn't hear the gossip. Or they might have now. Zyla, can you hear us? 1, 2, 3, check.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Раз, два, три, четыре.
Oh well. Where the Discord's having issues now. Maybe if I leave and join.
1, 2, 3, 4. What?
I thought that might help. I don't know. I was trying
No,
something.
not necessarily. What could be happening is that the Discord servers in China specifically are down, or maybe the whatever relay they're using, whatever proxy they're using is currently under capacity.
But
I'm finally in.
Yay,
Well
okay.
done.
The Legionnaires are at your service in terms of questions.
In terms of questions, what the hell was that? That was awesome.
Well, Azal, are you here?
Barely. I can't get a good connection to Discord.
Can we proceed, or because I want to finish up?
We can. I just can barely hear.
Okay. Just put a note up if anything bad happens. So, he explains that was a Starstone.
Wait, did we just use it up and leave it? Oh, right, because we tossed it into the thing.
Yes.
Do we have any more? Are there infinite supply?
By the looks of it, I was going like, it's not something they want to use as first resort. But they were kind of under time pressure here.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Any questions on Zyla's end?
Oh, I can hear again. Not too much aside from what did it do?
Specifically, yes.
If it worked correctly, it broke the third-dimensional barrier and caused the portal to appear in the wrong place at the wrong time by pushing it out with another portal.
I have no idea what half of what you said was, Apollo says blankly.
It's basically like pushing a door into another door, and then the door goes somewhere else. Now it's not your problem anymore.
Literally, Como.
Como pushes doors into doors. Why do we grow? Oh no, poor boy.
Yes.
Sada, you still there?
He doesn't necessarily know what the hell this whole speak about dimension was, but yeah, that was a little bit of a brain teaser. Head scratcher.
It's a way to do
say.
stuff.
Yes.
If that's all the questions you have, then we'll be
Are
moving.
we free to go off to this? Because we kind of helped you, like, with the whole cult thing.
But yeah, they're not gonna. These guys aren't gonna make arrests. They, in fact, look very reserved about having any further interactions with you.
So they don't want to talk.
Oh, they specifically look like they want to put a big old mound of dirt on this and never talk about it again.
That's fair. As long as we don't have to do the rites for those slimy corpses, it's fine.
Oh, there's someone else to do that. Don't worry about those corpses.
Thank you.
They appreciate your lack of curiosity.
Well, I'm having trouble staying in, so I'm not being overly curious.
Okay.
What investigators you make.
Not very good ones, but I guess that's part of the story.
Well, you can't always be a good investigator.
Yes, we'll roleplay around this. We do not know what we do know that they used the Starstone specifically. We know that it replaced one teleport with another teleport, and that these guys don't really want us around anymore.
Well, they're open to questions now, but the odds of finding them again later are minimal.
Okay, so where did they get that Starstone? And they said that replaced one door with another. What door did they replace it with?
With a harmless one. We have a small supply supplied by a certain someone we also happen to work for besides the Empire.
So, secret agent man, huh? Okay, define harmless in this specific regard.
Well, it's the equivalent of, well, say the portal went down into the sewers, we made it so that the portal instead just went wherever.
Into space, and you're not concerned with whatever's on the other side of this door?
Well, no. The odds of there being something bad on the other side of any random door is minimal. It beats the certainty, which is why it's also not our first choice.
Fair enough.
I like how you're just exhausted by this.
Because, well, yes, it's not always that I get to use my brain, other than the brain stem.
To put it simple, they're like the statistical likeliness that any random portal would connect to any random bad thing is less than the certainty of Mott coming up. That being said, there's also There's also the
Yes?
chance they'll summon Cthulhu with
I
it.
have
So.
a moment where I can hear you. I
Mhm.
might need to drop out of the call because it's getting to be so choppy I can't understand you guys 2/3 of the time.
Okay.
All right, you can catch up on the
Because I
video
wasn't
recording.
acting in the
It's okay.
asking any real question.
If you have any questions, you can ask them real fast. And
Yes, type them out in the chat, and we'll put it on the recording.
I'll put it on the recording and I'll answer it in writing.
Okay, so far I don't have any questions that probably haven't been asked since
Mhm.
I'm mostly just a killy person. And
Okay.
it's also 2:15 in the morning, so my nasty thing is not the most active.
So Apollo has no questions.
Okay.
Apollo is going to have some prayers, though, for his dog.
Jeepers. Well,
Give him an impressive final blow.
and with
Well,
that,
that's-
Apollo scoots out of the scene, we'll say.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, thanks for playing, Zala.
I'm actually perfectly okay if it's just boy guy that goes on to the future or something like that.
Oh, wait, they're going to the future?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because, I didn't hear any of the last, several minutes.
No,
So-
no, we're not going specifically. This was not
No.
discussed.
What the guys explained is that they put a portal in the place of the other portal because the statistical likeness that any random portal going to any random place is better than the certainty that Mott arrives.
There's just a hole to space somewhere, basically.
Huh.
Starstones are remarkably specific in use, and that you fuck
Yes.
with the science of magic with it.
Yes, we the only mention of going to another time was in preparation thing.
Yeah, I joked around with
Okay.
Como as to how to get 70 to tie in.
That's fine. So Safi basically said that he's fine if I'm the only one who chooses to continue playing in the COC setting. And
Well,
proceed on
you
forward.
can still make a character, Zyla, but it'll be someone else.
Unless you want to take Apollo.
Unless we
Of
keep
course.
going in Invictus. I mean, for 70, we'll make someone else entirely for the 1920 setting, of course, but...
We'll have to talk about using Apollo again later when I can talk better.
Okay, fair enough. So no further
Okay.
questions from Como? Because then we can cut it
Yeah,
off entirely.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
That's all I can think of right now.
This was a bit of a mess, but I'm sorry about that. I was slightly rushed because I want my cabinera.
That's fine. Go
And
have your
popping
dinner.
off.
Sorry.
Goodbye, Zella.
This was not my best side on video recording audio. It's really just the Palmyra map and us talking.
That's fine. That's fine. Not every session is supposed to be like godlike or whatever. It was fun. It was neat. It gave us like the. Are you typing something?
Yeah, I'm typing for Zyla. Because
Yes.
we have tomorrow's session, and I really want these things to work for them. Oh, I gotta stop the recording.